First up this week, if in doubt, announce another crime week. Pod favourite Suella Braverman is desperate to get migrants back on the Bibby Stockholm after an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease on the boat earlier this month. It turns out there was actually a Home Office official at the meeting where test results were discussed, but the project went ahead until 2 days later everyone was evacuated. Now the Fire Brigades Union is threatening a legal challenge over the barge's safety, calling it a death trap. In a busy week, Braverman is also planning to fit asylum seekers with GPS tags and telling police to follow all reasonable crime leads right down to the smallest offences. But is she giving them the resources they need? Alex, we'll start with the Bibby Stockholm revelation. Now, that might seem like a scandal. And the thing with Braverman's is, as I'm always wondering, like the inhumanity is not a scandal because that's her USP, but incompetence can be.
Yes.
But everything that she gets involved with is this sort of merry cocktail of inhumanity and incompetence. How's Bibby Stockholm working out for her?
Not well. I mean, I think I think she's come out of this summer with her position in real danger, actually. And I don't think she went into the summer with her position in real danger. But I think there are now voices even in her faction of the party.
I thought you were going to say in her head.
Yeah, sure. But in her faction of the party,
there's just this metallic screaming.
Listen, I'm still reeling from the revelation it's Crimes Week. I thought it was Stop the Planes Week. But there are people in the right of the Tory party who seem to think now that maybe she's not the right person to be their vanguard. She's not really making them look great because she's incompetent. So, yes, I think the Tory base won't have the same qualms about the Bibby Stockholm that you and I have. You know, their gripe won't be how can we put innocent people on a prison barge. Their gripe will be how come there's no innocent people on the prison barge.
Yeah.
But the result is still the same. You know, she's basically creating this thing where both of the people who hate the policy and the people who love the policy end up dunking.
I'm surprised she didn't make Legionnaire's disease part of the policy, because I think that would have made it quite popular with the Tory base.
Yes, sure. I mean, I think we were hours away from Lee Anderson sort of making a statement going, in my day...
My dad had a bit of Legionnaire's disease.
No one complained.
Put hairs on your chest.
Or they could bring in a heavyweight Home Secretary who's unfettered by scandal, like Grant Shapps.
Oh, God. Oh, God. He was very briefly, wasn't he?
Yeah. 6 days.
Braverman is facing legal action from the FBU over safety on the barge and, of course, the European Court of Human Rights over the Rwanda plan. Do you rate their chances? Do you see her being blocked legally?
I mean, the Fire Brigades Union is a legal letter that's basically asking you for assurances rather than action at this stage.
Oh, sure, but it's like it's a threat.
Yeah. For sure. But I think it's effectively a liability issue, not in legal terms, but in sort of public perception terms. They're basically saying, we wash our hands of this. And I think it's a very brave Home Secretary who will put 500 people on that barge knowing they are unsafe. And considering the fire brigade's objections are primarily to do with overcrowding, she will posture, she will put 50 people on or maybe 100 people on, but she won't push beyond that limit because if something goes wrong, her career is over forever.
Yes. So actually the letter does its job.
Yeah,
without anything else
absolutely.
To be done.
Now the ECHR is I mean, she's not even there yet. She's lost in the Court of Appeal, and they're now going to the Supreme Court. At the moment she's being thwarted by
domestic
British
court
judges in British courts, which is exactly what she wanted.
Enemies of the people. Enemies of the people.
The Supreme Court case I think won't be heard until early December would be my guess. So even if that then went to the ECHR, you're looking the wrong side of a general election, I'm pretty sure.
I would say, even though I'd rather she was not Home Secretary, the job of being Home Secretary does seem so terrible that I do get some pleasure out of the fact that such a terrible person is having such a rough time with it. Not for the people who were affected, I hasten to add, but just seeing somebody so thoroughly at their depth, seeing their political ambitions shrivel.
It's just the discourse is so fucking twisted right now. I told you I was listening to Origin Story on my way here and about the new elites. And I was thinking that she comes out and makes these statements in the papers about how she's being thwarted by judges and lefty lawyers. You know, this is the Home Secretary. This is the person who wields the most draconian expression of state force against the individual, and she says that she's the victim, and some schmo who walked from Afghanistan, crossed over in an inflatable, is the elite that's thwarting her.
Well, I'm reading Ian's book, and the impression you do get is like, well, ministers have an enormous amount of power. The government has enormous power, and if things aren't going well, you can't really claim, oh, my hands are tied by the overmighty justice system.
Yeah.